Alright, we're going to try something a little different for this week's video. I want to talk in a more freeform style about my thoughts regarding The Mandalorian Season 2. We've heard a lot of rumors and rumblings, but have gotten very little confirmation on much. Today, I'm going to break down everything released so far, dissect it, and share my thoughts. Let's start with what we know so far. Very little has been confirmed by Lucasfilm regarding the second season of Mando, but thanks to some reputable sources, we have plenty of ideas of where the season is going. Looking at directors, Dave Filoni and Rick Famuyiwa are the only confirmed returning directors from Season 1. That leaves room for lots of new faces behind the camera. Robert Rodriguez, who has directed Alita, Battle Angel, and Sin City, will be directing an episode. Ant-Man director Peyton Reed is now the third MCU director to be involved in the series, as he will be tackling an episode as well. Jon Favreau, who was an executive producer in Seasons 1 and 2, will return to the director's chair for at least an episode, and cast member Carl Weathers is rumored to be directing an episode as well. However, it's the rumors of the Season 2 cast that's been getting everyone excited. Returning cast members from Season 1 include Pedro Pascal as the Mandalorian himself, Gina Carano as Cara Dune, Carl Weathers as Greef Karga, and Giancarlo Esposito as Moff Gideon. Rumored to be joining the cast in Season 2 is Tamara Morrison as Boba Fett and possibly Captain Rex, Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka Tano, Katie Sackhoff will be reprising her role as Bo-Katan Kryze, and Timothy Olyphant as Cobb Vanth. And yes, of course, Baby Yoda will be back too. While still rumored, all of the names just listed have been confirmed by major Hollywood trades, so expect to see these characters when The Mandalorian Season 2 drops in October. Now on to more speculation on what these character appearances might mean for Star Wars content moving forward. It has been long teased by high-ranking members at Disney, including CEO Bob Iger, as well as reputable sources, that the characters appearing in Season 2 will arrive to tease their own spin-off series, most notably an Ahsoka Tano/Rebels sequel series starring Rosario Dawson. This series would likely revolve around Ahsoka and Sabine Wren's search for Ezra Bridger and Grand Admiral Thrawn following the events of Return of the Jedi, as teased in the epilogue of the Star Wars Rebels finale. It has been rumored for some time now that Lucasfilm and Disney have been casting for a live-action Ezra and Thrawn, and some have even said that WWE superstar Sasha Banks will be playing Sabine in Mandalorian Season 2. But how does all of this factor into Season 2, and how much time will be used to set up other shows? Unfortunately, I don't have much of an answer for the second part, and I truly don't know how much the rumored Rebels cast will play into this season, but if I had to guess, it will only be an episode or two. I hope this means we can see Ahsoka meet the child and explain more about the Force to Din Djarin and company, as it was made clear in Season 1 that no one seems to know about the Force currently. If the Rebels cast will only appear for an episode or two, what does that mean for the rest of the season? Where's the story going? This is where we enter a lot more speculation on my part. We know that in the final episode of Season 1, the Mandalorian armorer tells Din that Baby Yoda is now a foundling, under his protection, and by the Creed, it is in his care and he must reunite it with its own kind. This will most likely be the central storyline of Season 2 as the pair try to outrun Moff Gideon and the rest of the remnants of the Empire. The origins of Yoda and his species have been long kept under wraps, and one of the Star Wars fandom's most burning questions. George Lucas never wanted it to be revealed, but with his protege Dave Filoni and master storyteller Jon Favreau at the helm, Lucas may have given him his blessing. I personally still do not believe we will learn the origins of Yoda's homeworld, and to be honest, I have no idea where the story of the child goes from here, but I do have some speculation for the Mando himself and his arc. We know that Katie Sackhoff is returning as Bo-Katan, and the last time we saw her was in Rebels, leading the people of Mandalore with the newly acquired Darksaber. However, in the finale of Season 1, we saw that Moff Gideon has now acquired the Darksaber. With Sackhoff returning, we will most certainly learn of how she lost possession of the saber, and will likely ask for the help of Din Djarin to recover it. Maybe Din himself will become in possession of it, leading him down a new path as the future leader of Mandalore in Season 3? That remains to be seen, but we know that Jon Favreau has already begun the writing process on a third season. Perhaps the most surprising casting announcement was Tamara Morrison returning as Boba Fett. Lucasfilm has long wanted to do something with the character, with Josh Trank set to direct a standalone film back in 2016, and then James Mangold was set to direct after Trank and Lucasfilm parted ways, but those plans ultimately fell through back in 2018. Fans have been clamoring for Fett's return and revival after his supposed death in Return of the Jedi, and it seems fans will finally be getting that. However, he will apparently not be donning his iconic armor right away. According to rumors, Timothy Olyphant's character, Cobb Vanth, will be in possession of Fett's green and red armor. The character of Vanth was originally introduced in Chuck Wendig's Aftermath novels, and is a self-proclaimed sheriff in a settlement called Freetown on Tatooine, who was suggested to be wearing Fett's armor. I can't wait to see how this plotline goes, and to see how Fett is going to be treated by Din and the rest of the Mandalorians, as he is a clone of Jango, who was revealed to be a Mandalorian pretender. Hopefully some of this and more is explored over the episode or two we see these characters. So that was a lot of information, but how do I feel about it? To be honest, I'm definitely a little skeptical. First, I really loved how The Mandalorian as a show felt so independent from the rest of the Star Wars storyline. It was marketed as this standalone series that anyone could jump into and enjoy. I have heard plenty of stories of people, including friends and family, that this was the first and only Star Wars content they've consumed and enjoyed. Bringing in all of these storylines from the Clone Wars and Rebels could really confuse audiences and take them out of the show and the elements that brought them into the galaxy in the first place. I also definitely have concerns about the transition of animated characters to live action, in particular Ahsoka and the rest of the Rebels crew. Ashley Eckstein is Ahsoka to me, and many others, and while I'm sure Rosario Dawson will do a great job, something about it doesn't sit right with me. While Ashley has said that she has no involvement in the series, I can only hope that we end up with a similar situation to how Maul was handled in Solo, with Ray Park providing the physical performance and Sam Witwer providing the vocal performance. On the other hand, as a massive fan of Star Wars animation, seeing these threads being addressed again is very exciting, and I can't wait to see what Filoni and Favreau have in store for us. Despite my fears, there is no one I would trust more than these two. But that's all from me today. What do you think about all of this? Are you excited for The Mandalorian Season 2? What are your thoughts and theories? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed, consider hitting the like button and subscribing. I post new Star Wars videos every Friday. Make sure to also follow me on Twitter at SeanTalksSW, links in the description for that. Thank you again for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.